Did you discover Alice Cooper? Is that the truth?
Well, sort of. They came over to, I used to have a record company, and they came over to my house to audition for a contract. They had been working in Arizona, and I woke up, some friends told me they were coming over to audition, and I was upstairs sleeping, and I had this basement in this log cabin in Laurel Canyon. It was real big, and we used to practice in there. So they had come in and set up their equipment while I was still asleep, and I woke up to it.
Well, by the time we walked all the way back to Topanga Canyon, Alice had turned 9 p.m. into 9 a.m. So we showed up at 9 o'clock in the morning, knocked on the door. Miss Christine opened the door in total shock, and we barged our way in with all of our equipment and everything and set up outside of Frank's bedroom. About a couple of songs in, the door opened, and all we saw is Frank's hand come out, motion us to stop. And then when we stopped, he stuck his head out and said, "Let me have some coffee, and then I'll listen." And so we played 6 songs, well, probably not 6. We did a couple of songs for him, and then he stopped us and said, "I like it."
One day, went down, and there they were, playing their little hearts out.
Why did you think he had the potential to be a rock star?
Well, I didn't make up my mind right then. I waited until I saw him play in concert a few times, and
Zappa arranged to watch Alice Cooper perform a live gig. And although during this show the majority of the audience walked out in anger, this kind of crowd reaction fitted exactly into his wider vision for the artists on Bizarre.
And then here comes Alice Cooper, right? And he had hair down to here. We were all wearing chrome. We cleared the building in 3 minutes. There were 4 people left: Frank Zappa, Miss Christine from the GTO's my manager, and Frank said, "Anybody that can clear a building that fast, I've got a sign."
they were opening act for us several times, and invariably when they would play, thousands of people would leave the room, and I knew they had something.
I'm not sure I followed that. Leave the room and you knew they had something?
They had, well, people had a very violent response to it, and if you look at the people who were responding that way, and then you look at the response and you listen to what's going on, you can make an assumption that something is going on, you know. And the record company that I had was called Bizarre, and I was putting out albums by people like Wildman Fisher and stuff like that, so I figured, well, here we go.
Got another one.
Yeah, live one.
Like the Magic Band and Wildman Fisher, this wasn't an act that could be passively consumed. And although less extreme and more melodic than their label mates, Alice Cooper was certainly unique.
He liked us because we were so out there. One of the best compliments I ever got was, Frank listened to our first album and he went, "I don't get it." I said, "That's good, right?" He goes, "Yeah, I don't get it." I said, "You got 6 3-minute songs with 28 changes in it. I don't get it." And I said, "Well, is that good?" And he said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to sign you because I don't get it."
Did he call himself Alice Cooper then?
Yeah, he was called Alice Cooper. Of course, he wasn't dressed up with the girl-type clothes and that sort of
sequence and stuff.
No, that was applied a little bit later.
So that was our beginning of our career. After that, Bob Ezrin came along, and it was all about the songwriting. We didn't care if it was records.
I think it was different. And when he had Bizarre Records and Straight Records, he was looking for acts that were certainly not the mainstream. He was an artist. And I think it took an artist to see what we had to offer.